I'm so much more enthused by this whole method than the other one. She was getting, do the math, 115% rate of return.
Yeah, no, I think it shows how to successfully use a plan.
Yeah, wow, oh my goodness, the effect an employer has on reaching your FIRE number. Holy cow. So today, we are going to be looking at another video. This is somebody else trying to do something very interesting, not snark, I'm being very sincere, somebody doing something very interesting in retirement or trying to retire very early. And the funny thing is, the lump sum amount that they say they're starting with is eerily similar to another video we did a few weeks ago. Filippo, hit it, because Catherine and I haven't seen this at all yet.
I achieved FIRE at the age of 49 with $1.3 million.
Retiring early with $1.3 million in Ohio.
I came to my FIRE number after learning that you do 25 times your expenses, and that totally made sense to me. My FIRE number was right at $1 million. My expenses were between like $40,000 to $45,000 a year. So I reached that FIRE number when I was 46, but I wasn't quite ready to retire at that point.
It's the philosophy of retiring at a certain point and being able to live.
My job, so I wasn't in any rush to run away. I wanted a little more of a cushion. So I worked for a couple more years and retired on December 6th of 2019. My relationship with money growing up was that it was always scarce. We basically lived in poverty, but I was raised by a single dad.
Oh, she'd accumulated that much.
6 kids. I don't know how he did it. We barely made it. We barely scraped by. So as I, went through college and started my own career, I always had this nagging feeling that I just never wanted to be back in poverty again.
Different approach than the other one.
I had to pay my own way through school. So I was working full time and I was taking a full load of classes. I was getting paid peanuts, but finally I had my own money. I really felt rich at that point. And when I look back, I don't even know how I was able to do it. I learned more from that than I learned from what was being taught in the classroom.
Makes sense.
So far, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is, I'm like, how do we, okay, sign me up.
People do think that you have to make over 6 figures, but because there's so many variables and factors that you need to look at, I was always wanting to be smart with the money that I had versus thinking that having a higher income was
I love the
always
restaurant
thing
W2 she showed.
that got me ahead. I was a single
So where
mom
did,
for so many
I'm guessing
years
people hear about FIRE from
that
social media and stuff like that,
if
okay?
I were to
Never heard of
sort
this.
do the hard hustle to try to make more money, that would be time away from my daughter. So I figured the best way to approach it is to just do more and be smarter with the money that I had. Not much has changed in terms of my budget. I'm still spending roughly
Okay, so you're watching us today learn, okay? Nothing to say so far, very interesting. Okay, it seems to be a very different approach.
I would say an interesting thing to tying this to retirement is a lot of times people just talk about come to a really big number and then retire. These people are actually figuring out where they are, what the costs, and how they place themselves. So it's an educated place to get to that retirement.
Right.
It's just not a wishful thing.
I don't know if it's because she's doing different metrics to come up with the amount she's going to want to get to retirement. I am waiting for the magic 4% number, which we got a lot of comments on last time. I don't know that this seems to be a very different approach. I'm really intrigued. I'm really looking forward to knowing more. How the heck do we? Because the idea of this is not try to figure out how to live like an ascetic hermit. It's like figure out if you want to spend this much money, you need this multiplier of that by a certain date, and you can do okay. So is it a ground up or a ground down approach? I don't know. It's different. Cool. Hit play.
$40,000 to $45,000 a year.
Okay.
So my monthly expenses probably run about $3,000 to $4,000. So my mortgage is about $1,000 a month. I don't have a card payment. I own that outright. Grocery would be in there. I want to say maybe that's $400 to $500 a month. Maybe I'll go out to eat a couple of times.
Pause. Zach, do we know when this was filmed? So a year ago. So after the big inflation. Okay, so this is done kind of in the middle of the big inflation. All right. So she's having her groceries and all her other stuff based on the price increases in 21 and 22. Okay. All right.
Maybe go out to drink with friends. Expenses like, utilities, cell phone, things like that. All in, I'm usually between $3,000 and $4,000. And some of those expenses may even be, tax deductible because I have my own little business. I'm not the frugalist and I'm not the minimalist or any of those things. But I think, again, going back to my background
Well,
and
once
growing,
again, pause. She's not retired.
Okay, well, she's got an alternative small
No, she's
income
got
to keep her float, but she's not
right,
in the
but
mainstream.
It's not retired.
So
She's become self-employed. It's not the same thing. No. So all right, but keep going.
So
I'm
she
still,
can
I'm
sponsor
still
her
in
own
awe.
401k
I'm still
plan.
jealous. She
Woohoo!
needs a
She
401k
needs a
plan. Yes,
401k
this
plan.
is fantastic. I
now
wonder if she
figured it out.
mentions it. That's going to okay. No, please understand. I'm completely in awe. I'm kind of jealous. I love the concept. Very different approach for me. But once again, didn't retire. Well, I'm sorry. TPA compliance geek. She's still working. She's got an earned income. She has deductible expenses. Okay, that means she has earned income to offset, to be offset with deductible expenses. So that's not retired, but she's become self-employed. All right, keep going.
I think that just helped me, have it be a part of how I did everything. I own my own home. That is the only real estate that I own. Just about all of my money is in the stock market. I primarily do index funds. However, I'm one of those crazy people that actually enjoy investing in single stocks as well. My company 401k was a huge help. Again, I was there for 20 years. The matching that we got was if you put in 7%, in your 401k, the company would match you 9%.
Oh.
And that is far beyond what most companies offer. So of course, to take advantage of that, the biggest chunk of my investments was in my 401k.
So
that helped grow.
So she was I'm guessing she was saying she must have been putting at least 7% away. They're putting in 9, that's 16. So she was
so
putting
20 years of that is really good.
16% of her current income into the 401k. And for all you Debbie Downers on 401k plans, this person helped do this with a 401k plan. But she's got to be careful how she's taking money. She's 49. Ooh, it's going to be interesting to see how she's dealing with the excise tax issue. Ooh, okay. Keep
my
going.
net worth tremendously. A really big milestone for most people is when you hit the $1 million net worth mark. And I think I was 46 when I hit that number. I feel like I have so much more opportunity because I don't have the stress of work. I don't have the pressure of structuring my day or my efforts and activities based on what someone else wants. So I get to channel all of my energy towards what I really love, what I consider my life's work. I love the outdoors. So I love hiking, walking, but it has to be in a beautiful place. And there's this park really close to my house that I try to go to nearly every day. And I just enjoy
No dog. How do you not have a dog in this situation?
Just taking a deep breath and enjoying.
That's how she can live on 46.
That's okay.
I think we make a mistake by trying to assume that everyone has the same hierarchy that we do in terms of how we spend our money.
Yes,
and I'm always defaulting to those things that really don't matter. Like if I can get a better deal on my cell phone, that's not going to matter much to me. If I'm going to look at my home insurance or my car insurance, and just because I shopped around, I got a slightly cheaper price, that's not going to change much for me. But if I'm going to save a few bucks, then I'll do it. There are things that I have decide.
She
Okay,
is
now
so
I'm hungry.
chill. She is so chill.
Yeah, this is so.
It's just sort of, that's just a feeling I never thought I would have. And I love my days now because I get to set them up the way that I want, and I can just
Holy cow.
breathe more.
I'll bring. Okay.
So I would just say, yeah,
okay.
she
Wow.
did, because most of the time it's like, I ate celery sticks for 18 years straight, and and argued with the person.
I have prepackaged ramen noodle poisoning.
Right, and
Yeah,
I
yes.
argue every day with people over 3 or 4 cents, and this is just more kind of.
I didn't hear coupons. Didn't hear Costco. Didn't hear Sam's Club. I mean, I think there's a
It's
lot
not
of.
that she probably isn't using that, but
No,
I mean,
but
this is kind of like a very adult way to, and she's not scared of math, right?
No.
That's part of the weird thing about when we do 401k plans with people is like, don't talk about math to me and all these big numbers and they're horrible. And she's like, I've figured it out. I figured out what my numbers are, and when I got to it, I figured out what I wanted to do next.
It seems like very straightforward math.
Yeah, I actually, it's amazing to find something on the internet where somebody is actually sensible, thinking it through, not leaving her job because she hates it. She stayed 2 more years.
2 or 3 more. Yeah.
Yeah, she does do a little something on the side that either keeps her sharp or
Right.
keeps a little bit coming in, and she seems to be seeing that she's investing in her life right now.
Definitely.
Did
Did she say
I'd
self-care? I mean, there's a lot of self-care going on there. That's very cool.
Well, she's
Yeah.
spending it on her daughter, so I mean, this really just I know that you start to debate the retirement part, but this is like a shift in lifestyle based off of figuring out what your numbers are in order for you not to have to be a full-time employee of someone.
Right, and managing, yeah, definitely.
So good work.
Would this have been doable without the 401k?
No, because man, she was getting.
She
was
got
getting
7%. I mean, she was getting she got 9 on 7. She was getting, do the math, 115% rate of return. I mean, even if she just put everything in money market, okay, she was getting a substantial rate of return on her deposit.
So she had an
Yes, I know
employer
that
who was
doesn't make sense.
she had an employer who was really giving her a solid plan that really helped
Yeah,
her.
she had an employer-sponsored retirement plan that really helped make her ready for retirement. That there was no retirement readiness gap there. We've been talking about that phrase a lot since Zach started helping us with our videos, and there is no retirement readiness gap there, okay? I guess her retirement readiness gap was she was ready to retire and kept working.
Well, I think it shows how to successfully use a plan.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
an employer got a committed person for 20 years,
Yeah.
right?
And she talked
And
about...
she just didn't run off nilly-willy. She figured it out. So
Willy-nilly?
it sounds like she's someone who would be capable of retiring at some point, but she wouldn't have reached her FIRE number as soon if she didn't have a good employer plan with a great match. I mean, that's the bottom line. If you want your FIRE number to be sooner rather than later, be with a good employer who does this.
Definitely. Thank you very much for watching this. We learned a lot, okay, or at least I did. I hope you learned a little something. Did you enjoy this video, Katherine?
Yes, I did.
Definitely, very much. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like this, please go and watch our other reaction videos. Take care. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.